And Lou and I would like to welcome you all to today's travel edition of the Lunch Club. We'll be taking a trip to Papua New Guinea, and the floor is yours, Lou. So go ahead and thanks so much for coming on.
Great. Well, thanks, everybody. I had a really exciting time creating the slides today. Sorry I was a little late. I got a little carried away with the trivia questions. I wanted to squeeze in one more. I know how popular trivia is. So let's jump right into it here. So we're going to start where we always start. Just a moment. And righty. Just a moment. Okay, so we'll start at Department of Aging and Community Living, and we're going to go over to Union Station. We know it by the railroad tracks, got all those tracks there. And then we're going to, same as always, because it's international, we'll go over to Dulles Airport, and it's easy to find too, because it's such a large geography. And then we'll take off. And so anybody have an idea which direction we travel?
West.
Bridget said go west, young man.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say go west too.
Yeah.
Southwest.
So
What'd
yeah,
you say?
I think we said southwest. Tom said southwest.
Okay.
So yeah, so I think because we're still in Oceania, pretty much we're always heading southwest. And so we're going to do the same thing we always do. Back in the day, you had to go to Los Angeles, and from Los Angeles, you had to gas up, and you went to Hawaii, and then you gassed up again, and then you went to the Fiji Islands. And
you watched that?
did anybody have a chance to read up on
Is that
Raymond Burr and Ironsides from last week? Because I'd sure like to know how he got to the Fiji Islands back in the 40s and back in the day, because that was quite a journey back then in airplanes. I don't know where we go. Like, who flies to Papua New Guinea? Maybe that's a question for somebody to research, because yeah, I don't even know where to begin that question. But in any case, we'll land in the major airport right here. So this is Papua New Guinea, and this is, they say this is the second largest island in the world. Now, I'm not sure I believe that. I guess it depends if you count Australia as an island. And Greenland, I think, might be the largest island in the world, right next door to us. But it's a big island by any means. The left-hand side, the western side, this is part of Indonesia. In Indonesia, we've already studied, it's all these incredible collection of islands. And then Papua New Guinea is over here. And we're going to talk a lot about Western Papua New Guinea right here. It's off in the mountains. This is where a lot of these uncontacted tribes live. Probably the largest concentration of uncontacted tribes in the entire world. So before I get too much farther along, I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to queue up the video on the history of Papua New Guinea. And I want to thank. Wow, that started up abruptly. Let me just share that screen. Okay, here we go. And hopefully everybody can see it now.
You're good to go, Lou.
This is Oceania, and here's Papua New Guinea. Now let's pop over and have a look, shall we? Back when it was Papua Old Guinea, this land of islands was settled by ancient hunters who later learned to farm, and for millennia we don't have a lot of information about what was going on, because there wasn't any writing. What did happen, however, was that both the archaic and later arrivals split into many different tribes with their own dialects and cultures. Today there are over 800 languages spoken in Papua New Guinea. In the 1520s, a Portuguese explorer called Jorge de Menezes spotted the islands, but Europeans really didn't pay too much attention to the region until the 19th century, when the Papua portion was divided between the Germans and British Australia. Australia took over the German bit after World War I. Under European influence, Christianity spread, and native practices such as headhunting and cannibalism declined. Even so, several tribes like the Foray continued to eat each other well into the 20th century. So walking around wearing a shirt like this would not have been a very good idea. Australia's administration was disrupted by the Japanese invasions of World War II. 3.5 years of fighting ensued, after which the Australians emerged victorious. Papua New Guinea attained independence in 1975, and Michael Somare became the first Prime Minister. In 1988, a conflict arose in which the region of Bougainville sought independence from Papua New Guinea. After thousands of deaths, the war ended in a peace agreement, with Bougainville granted more autonomy. A referendum held in 2019 saw the people of Bougainville vote in what's called a landslide fashion in favor of independence, and in 2021, the government of Papua New Guinea agreed to Bougainville's gaining independence in the near future. As for Papua New Guinea today, it is classed as a developing country with a growing economy and a medium level of human development. And if you're a nature lover, you'll love this country, for Papua New Guinea is one of the world's mega diverse nations, richly abundant in wildlife. But as for me, it's bye for now. Bye-bye!
Okay, I wish it was longer, because it really is a fascinating country, but probably because it is so remote and relatively unexplored, there's not a whole lot about the history of Papua New Guinea that's available, at least on the internet. Any thoughts or comments about what we've seen so far?
You know what got me was they said the cannibalism continued into the 20th century.
Yeah, I got lots of information on that. You'll see about that.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Well, let's fire it up. We'll learn a lot more about the cannibalism as well in this program. But before we do that, let's learn about the highlights of the country.
Papua New Guinea is a country with vast cultural and biological diversity. Between the active volcanoes, superb beaches, and coral reefs, you should know you are in for a world of adventure when you visit this most tourists don't know about. Number 11. Visit the National Museum and Art Gallery. One of the first places to visit in Papua New Guinea is the National Museum and Art Gallery in Port Moresby, where you will learn a little about the country's rich history. You will also get to enjoy a fantastic display of ancient and contemporary artworks in this museum. The museum was opened in 1977, and it contains artifacts from 22 provinces. These exhibits are divided into sections such as music, ceremonial relics, costumes, totems, masks, and canoes, among others. This museum is often considered one of the top attractions in these parts, and it certainly deserves a place on your bucket list. A visit here will give you an eye-opener to the people and culture of Papua New Guinea and how to relate with them. You will also find this experience to be quite interesting and worthwhile. Number 10. Meet the Mud Warriors of Asaro. Have you ever heard of the Asaro Mudmen? Well, they are the legendary warriors of the Asaro tribe, and you can get the chance to meet them during your tour of Papua New Guinea. Of course, these men are not made of mud. However, their unique mud costumes worn to war are unlike any other, earning them the title of Mudmen. This special costume includes a large mud mask worn over the head and mud painting all over their body. While some people suggest that these warriors have special martial art powers, others say they actually wear these costumes to avoid war and confrontations. Well, it is quite unclear how their costumes came to be, but they are certainly a worthy attraction for tourists visiting these parts. Number 9. Hike the Kokoda Track. If you talk to other tourists who have visited Papua New Guinea before, they will surely tell you about the Kokoda Trail, which is the most popular attraction in the country. This multi-day hike is popular for 2 reasons. First, it is one of the most challenging multiple-day treks in the world, so it often attracts expert hikers from all over the world looking to put their fitness levels to the test. Secondly, this trail is historically significant, as it is where most of the World War II battle between the Japanese and Australians took place. A trek through this trail is often on top of most bucket lists of things to do in Papua, and it is no coincidence. The 96-kilometer single-file trail starts at Owers Corner, goes through the Owen Stanley Range, and ends up at the village of Kokoda. You can join other tourists like you at Owers Corner to embark on this hike, which is much more enjoyable with a knowledgeable tour guide. Since it is a multi-day hike, you already know to pack supplies for this trip. Sleeping gear, drinking water, insect repellent, and a pair of hiking boots are some of the basic requirements to come along with. The hike itself is exciting, and you earn the bragging right for hiking one of the world's toughest trails if you can endure to the end. But generally, this adrenaline-pumping experience is not one to be easily forgotten. Number 8. Get a spa-like experience at the Garou River. Next up on the list of must-visit destinations in Papua New Guinea is the enchanted Garou River, and it is one of the only natural saunas in the world. Most tourists often do not need a second invitation before heading down to the hot river to enjoy a spa-like experience, and you shouldn't either. Located in the west of New Britain, the largest island in the Bismarck Archipelago, and it is one of the hidden gems in Papua New Guinea. This steaming river is warmed by the thermal field of the nearby volcanoes, and it often heats up to about 40 degrees Celsius. This temperature is perfect for a sauna bath, and the crystal clear water means it is safe for swimming. Number 7. Hike the Mount Garbuna volcano. Ever wondered what it would be like to hike an actual volcano? Well, you can try out this over-the-edge activity here in Papua New Guinea, as the Mount Garbuna volcano is yours to conquer if you are fit enough. Located just about 20 kilometers from Kimbe in New Britain, this thermal field is the largest in the country, and the hike to the top is nothing less than breathtaking. To access the mountain, you first have to complete the 3-hour trek through the lush forest underneath, and it all adds to the excitement. The hike through the forest will show you to witness the Garbuna group of volcanoes. The smell of sulfur from the 3 active volcanoes fills the air as plumes descend from the thermal pots up to the sky. No doubt, this is one of the most exciting scenes in these parts, and one you don't want to miss. By the way, if you want to learn how to save money on airfares, then click the link in the description below. This guide will teach you how to always get the cheapest flights. Number 6. Attend the Mila Mala Festival. As a country with rich cultural values and diversity, you will expect to witness lots of festivals in Papua New Guinea, and this island country rarely ever disappoints. One of the most popular festivals in these parts is the Mila Mala Festival, the traditional festival of the Trobriand Island. The festival is celebrated to mark the beginning of the yam harvest season, and it is one festival that often attracts the attention of tourists. From the colorful costumes to the amazing traditional dances, this festival is often the talk of the town whenever harvest time approaches. No wonder it often draws such large crowds. You can also enjoy a host of other activities like local cricket matches, canoe racing, and lots more. Number 5. Go scuba diving at the Madang Resort. If you are a scuba diver or a fan of this water sport, then you are also in for a treat here in Papua New Guinea. However, you will need to head down to the Madang Resort in Madang Town for the best of this experience. Here, you will find the remnants of several ships wrecked during the Second World War. You can imagine how fascinating it would be to experience a touch of history buried underneath the water's surface. If you have your scuba gear, you can dive in and explore each of these wrecks up close in a fabulous underwater experience. Number 4. Try out traditional dishes at a local restaurant. While in Papua New Guinea, you may want to try out some of the local dishes served in these parts. Well, you are certainly in for a treat, as the meals here are excellently prepared. However, you may want to start with the popular recipes before easing into the authentic traditional dishes. One of the delicacies to enjoy here in Papua New Guinea is mumu, which is the national dish of the island country. It is a delicious mixture of pork, rice, sweet potato, and vegetables, and it is often prepared using the earth oven, which is popular in these parts. Other notable meals to try here include chicken pot, kokoda, saksak, and dia. While some of these meals are purely traditional, others are European influenced, dating back to the European invasion of the 16th century. Number 3. Trek to the top of Mount Wilhelm. Another exciting attraction to visit here in Papua New Guinea is Mount Wilhelm, which is the highest peak in the country. In fact, at over 4,500 meters, it may just be the highest peak in all of Oceania. So you already know it would be an exciting visit, especially for hikers looking to take on a new challenge. First, you have to make it to the base camp at the foot of the mountain before planning your ascent. The trek is somewhat tricky considering the ridiculous height of this mountain. However, it is doable with good planning, determination, and a bit of luck with the weather. Number 2, explore the Uo Island beaches. Oceania has absolutely delightful beaches, and Papua New Guinea does not lack its fair share. In fact, there are more than a few fantastic beaches in this country, but not many can compare to the picture-perfect beaches on the little island of Uo. This small island is almost hidden, but its fabulous beaches have highlighted it among the top tourist attractions in these parts. The sand in this seashore feels great to walk on, and the protruding palm trees above it provide sufficient shade for relaxation. What's more, its light sea waves are perfect for surfboarding, so you may want to come along with the surfboard. You can also try out other water activities like swimming and snorkeling, or you can just relax at the beach and enjoy some good old sunbathing. The bottom line is that there's hardly a dull moment at the Uo Island beaches, and you should make it one of your priority destinations here. Number 1, watch the Goroka show. For the next thing to do in Papua New Guinea, you will have to head down to Goroka to witness one of the oldest shows in the country. This carnival-like show features cultural displays from about 100 tribes, exhibiting the best of their culture through local music and dances. It is a well-known event in these parts and often attracts large crowds, including tourists. Luckily, this show is free for all, and you can enjoy the rich display of culture here. However, your timing needs to be right, as the show often holds a few days before the country's Independence Day, which is celebrated on 16th of September. Click on this next video now to discover more tips for your trip to Oceania.
All right. Well, that was pretty good. Any thoughts or comments, folks? Anything jump out at anybody?
The
Looks
bird,
like Ann. Go
the
ahead.
bird. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Ann.
Oh, I thought I had to get unmuted. I was looking at the carnival type site, and then I loved that river where you could go get warm in it and then have a swim. That's really interesting. And the Askara, is that how you say mudmen?
Yeah,
Askara?
those guys are weird, weren't they?
Yeah, that was kind of scary.
Wasn't
I,
it?
I don't know if I want somebody jumping in my face with that scary mask on it. I don't know, but that seems like really an interesting thing to see. But you know, I'm from Carnivalville, so I love carnivals.
I'm surprised we don't have those costumes for Halloween. That's one of the spookiest things I've
You
ever
think
seen.
I'm telling you that's really weird.
And how about those fingernails they had? That was really.
I mean, I thought my nails were long, but that's a little out of my league.
Anybody else?
Oh, that's a pretty bird. Is that one of their birds?
Yep,
Okay.
it is.
Okay. All right.
In fact, my daughter took us to a bird place down here in Florida, and they had all these birds from Papua New Guinea, and they were all really colorful, just like that one. It looked, it looks like it's very much off the beaten path. Like, you see the paths that those people were walking on? They were awfully rugged, weren't they?
I think one of the birds there was called the bird of paradise.
Oh my gosh. Tom, I think you're right.
I know I am. And I know Miss Brenda's glad that she doesn't have to cook any human beings.
And
No,
then
so
Gerald,
is Ann. Ann doesn't cook humans. I'm not You're into right, Tom.
But
Yeah.
I did like that the national dish of pork and yams and greens all together. It looked delicious.
yeah, I think that was brought from the outside by Europeans, but I'm not sure. Maybe
I was
not.
gonna say that's a Southern meal.
Yeah.
We still
Well-
eat that for Thanksgiving and stuff.
Well, didn't they just say that they had the yam festival?
They may
Yeah, they did
have.
say that. Remind me something. I can't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, they did say that. the Yam Festival.
Right.
Mhm.
They called
Yeah.
food the moo.
The moo. That's what I think it was.
Yeah, I had to edit out some of the videos. I couldn't show them because a lot of the tribes, the women are topless. You can see that, and because they graded out in the video.
I
Yeah,
did
I
not.
saw the women topless, but they
I
had some there was some beautiful costumes they were dancing
Yeah.
in. Those are really beautiful, made from what kind of grass? You know, what could
Not sure. Not sure.
And some of the feathers from the birds are their traditional headdresses.
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
That's beautiful. But
Yeah.
I noticed the people, the people, they must have at some point come from Africa. All of them are brown and black people. And so they must have migrated from Africa at some point.
Yeah,
Or
I
the
think
so.
Aborigines from Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, could have
Yeah.
come from Australia. But yeah, that was interesting to me.
Yeah.
I think in the video, they said the history video said that there's two big migrations. I think one of them was from like the Indonesia area, maybe,
Uh-huh.
and then another one maybe was more from the Africa Aborigine kind of area.
Okay.
They were real tall people too. Did you see how tall they were? You know, they weren't short
I didn't
people.
notice.
I had a friend that worked in Papua New Guinea, and she said something that was pretty surprising. So I told you I couldn't show some of the videos, but most of the videos I showed couldn't show the men because the men have this traditional dress called a penis gourd that they wear.
Oh,
Have you guys ever seen pictures of that?
no, I haven't seen that.
No.
I've seen that in African tribe.
Yeah, well, we'll look it up on your Google, and you'll know why I can't show it. But but what she told me is that she'd be walking down the street, and there's these guys wearing these gourds. It's like, she had to do everything she could not to stare because it was so unusual. Anyway, that's for another show.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go through another section here. So let's talk now about, we saw a little bit about the food. Let's jump into the food real quick.
I wouldn't say that Papua New Guinea is known as a food destination, but when I was there, I ate very well. And I was surprised to learn about the food culture of the local Papua New Guinean people. This is Living Local, Traveling Global with Kelly Farrow, featuring United States Tour Operators Association member Swain Destinations in Papua New Guinea. We took most of our meals at the lodges on our trip with Swain Destinations, a United States Tour Operators Association member, and each meal was fresh, simple, local, and satisfying. However, Papua New Guineans eat much differently than travelers. Our custom itinerary included an education in what the locals ate in each region from farm to table.
The important food in here is sweet potato. Our main food is every dinner time. We don't really mind about lunch. Every Papua New Guinean, we don't really mind about lunch. And even for the breakfast, we eat the leftovers from the previous night, but mostly we have them in the evening as a dinner.
I love coming to markets anytime I travel because it's really an authentic slice of local life.
Most of the people, we have our own gardening, but for the people who come from different provinces, like the teachers, nurses, or police, they're the one who really go and buy them at the market.
Alice is right. The market was bustling with all the local villagers that don't have their own gardens. And I was amazed at the size and variety of fruits, vegetables, livestock, and more. Possum hair. There's a focus on starches and vegetables in the Papua New Guinean diet, with animal proteins being limited to more special occasions. Yeah? Hi. Can I buy some peanuts?
1 peanut.
They sell the peanuts completely fresh. They're not boiled or salted, they're raw peanuts. So they taste actually a lot different than what we're used to. They kind of taste like a fresh pea or like a string beans. And they're kind of refreshing. You peel them off, you pop them in your mouth, a little snack on the go, right? Oh, go. Woo, how good! Now, as we went from the highlands down to the lowlands, the foods that were common shifted, of course, based on the local landscape. Here along the Karawari River in the Sepik, the sago palm is a vital part of everyday nourishment. Swain destinations included a look into the complex process of extracting flour from the sago palm trees. So this is a sago palm. It is a staple in the diet here in Karawari, and the process of actually getting the flour out of this is a bit difficult, and you have to have some muscles because you have to pound it away, and you're pounding the pulp, and there's various other steps, but he's way better at it than I am. Whew. Sweating. Men and women divide up different parts of the process, and it's a communal effort. Using all handmade tools, the villagers fell the tree, then peel back the bark to reveal the white pith layer inside. This sago pith is then put into a porous basket so that water can flow through it, carrying out the important starches. So now is the part of the process where they're going to strain the pulp to get the milky juice out. And they take fresh water out of this coconut, put it in here, and then you push it down, yeah? So you kind of like squeeze it all out, and it's going out into this canoe, and this is where they collect it. The water is later dried, and the mixture resulting is a white powder which is used to make sago pancakes, or sago pudding. Ooh, it's still hot. Yeah. Oh, it's a little like chewy kind of material. All right, sago pancake. And the main source of protein here in the villages are fish. And they usually smoke it since they don't have refrigerators. And it keeps a lot fresher, a lot longer. It smells pretty delicious too. In Papua New Guinea, I've noticed a lot of people have very red teeth. They're chewing on something. And what I figured out is they're actually chewing on betel nut. This little fruit right here gives you a little bit of like an energy rush. And that's why a lot of people use it to help them work and to give them some energy throughout the day because it is really hot. So if you're gonna do it right, you take the betel nut, you get the meat out inside, you put it in your mouth, and then you start chewing it with this, the mustard bean, and lime right in there, like this like powdered lime. And that combination is what
Lou, you muted yourself.
I apologize, folks. Any thoughts about what we just saw? I think the amount of calories that they put into making that sago flour was more than what they get out of the food itself. What do you all think?
You all can unmute. Just hit unmute at the top. You all can unmute yourselves.
Well, I was interested in the peanuts because I love peanuts, and they were raw, and she said it tastes like a fruit. It's sweet, yeah, and and I'm like you. That was a lot of stuff that went in to make those pago, and I was like, okay.
I bet they have a mechanical way of making that now. It's a lot faster.
I'm sure that they've gotten a little bit more modern.
All right, well, let me jump into some more videos. I got a lot of goodies today to show because it is such an interesting country. So we talked a little bit about cannibalism. Let's have a look at what that might look like. So we're gonna go down that path for a second.
It's at Papua, Indonesia. So is this the west side?
So it looks like this far horizon travel will actually take you there. Yeah, I think the Caraway are actually right on the border between the Indonesia part of the island and the New Guinea side of the island, but there's actually more on the New Guinea side. The Caraway, very, very famous tribe, because they're basically an untouched tribe living in the traditional way. And let's drill in a little deeper on that Caraway tribe. Just a moment.
Sharing food with other villages, whether human meat or just pig meat like this, has always been an important part of strengthening alliances.
I've just been given a choice cut, and this is the first bit of meat that anyone's eating, so I feel really honoured. Defia. Defia. Mama. Oh, that's good. I feel like I've earned this. I've helped cut it up. I've joined in making a moo-moo, hot rocks all over the place, burnt my fingers, and now I'm reaping the reward. This is look at the beautiful chunk of meat. This is really precious. An eyeball! I'm eating an eyeball, I don't believe it. Okay, one more time. And every time you chew, a jet of fluid comes out. It's a little bit challenging, but it's good. Thank you. Defia. Defia. It's protein, and that's what counts out here. Oh.
It feels like a good time to ask more about their cannibalistic past.
Have you eaten human meat? Did it taste as good as pig? So he's eaten one man and one woman. Is there any difference between the taste of a man and a woman? Did anyone ever eat a white man? Okay, so you've never seen a white man, so you didn't have the opportunity of eating a white man. That's fair enough.
So yeah, so as we drill in, there's actually people alive who had lived as cannibals in Papua New Guinea. Any thoughts about that? I see a lot of people cringing in the video.
Yeah, that was kind of like gross. But anyway, did he actually eat an eyeball? Is that what he said? Was that an eyeball of a pig?
Yeah, that was an eyeball.
Oh God, I don't think I ever want to see another ham again.
Yeah.
That was a interesting phrase that they used about there's no difference between eating a man or a woman.
Oh, right. You don't hear that too often.
Oh, let me tell you.
And my friend Hannah, she's from Australia. She said they do still probably practice it, but what she said was they don't call it cannibalism. They say they're eating long pig.
Long pig. Okay.
Long pig. Scary.
Let me go into another video here.
How safe is Papua New Guinea for travel? Papua New Guinea is an island country located in Oceania. The reason this county is, in a sense, unique is the fact that it offers to tourists a paradox experience. There's limited tourists infrastructure outside of the main tourist frequented areas, so moving around the country can be really difficult. Overall risk: high. Though this country is known for its friendly people, Papua New Guinea is not the safest country to visit. It has extremely high crime rates of both violent and petty crime, especially in the major cities. You should be vigilant and take all possible precaution measures in order to minimize the risk of something wrong happening. Travel insurance. Just like anywhere else, we recommend getting travel insurance when traveling to Papua New Guinea. Better be safe than sorry. Word of caution. Beware of pickpockets in crowded areas and tourist landmarks, and do not let your guard down just because you are feeling safe.
So we probably gather that a little bit by now, that it may not be the safest place in the world to go. All right, so that pretty much winds it up for my videos. I've got a few more videos on, some of the tribes and even some of the cannibalistic practices. But, we probably have covered that enough, unless anybody wants to see it. Anything else about the videos before we go into the trivia?
The betel nut, is sort of like a stimulant drug that can only be sold in areas, not in the regular markets. They have specific areas where they can sell those products.
I hadn't heard that.
It's the betel nut.
The betel nut,
It's like,
okay.
It's kind of like a stimulant, similar to cocaine.
Oh, no, I've never heard that. Well, thank you for sharing.
No worries.
Denise, did you have your hand up?
Yes, I did. Hey, Lou.
Hey, Denise.
I want to say, when they say they eat humans, I want to know, are they already dead or do they kill them?
Oh, I can imagine they've already dead. I was thinking they cooked them already. They didn't eat them raw, but I couldn't answer that for sure.
Yeah, because I was like, if they kill you, then they eat you. I don't think I want to go there. No way. Yeah,
With
that's
you,
what I was
Denise,
curious
I
about.
never want to go there.
Yeah, because when he said that, oh no, no thank you.
I don't want to go there either. After they say they eat humans, oh no, I don't want to go there.
That's all I wanted to say.
Well, thank you all so much for coming on and asking your questions and learning more about Papua New Guinea. So without further ado, let's get started with our trivia. So in order to participate, you have to raise your hand and provide an answer to the question once you're unmuted. So before we get started, let's all practice raising our hand. You tap more at the top right of Zoom, and then you tap raise hand, okay? We can see the order of the hands that are raised, and once we ask you to unmute, you hit unmute in the middle, and then you can provide your answer and be in the running for a prize today. So thank you. We already have, we had 11 hands up. I really appreciate that. And again, make sure if you would like to answer one of Lou's questions to raise your hand in Zoom. You can lower your hand by hitting lower at the bottom. So again, it says your hand is raised, then it says lower. So don't forget to lower your hand. And thank you all so much. Appreciate that. And let's get started with our trivia, Lou, and I'm sure to learn something today.
All righty. Well, here we go. Papua New Guinea trivia. First question. Approximately how many languages are spoken?
Oh, Janelle, is that a hand?
Yeah, over 800 languages.
Bing, 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 bing.
Wow.
Close enough. Close enough.
Yes. Good job, Janelle. You got it even before Lou finished.
So let me read through this. It's interesting. So Papua New Guinea has over 850 languages, the most of any country in the world. So even a small country that size, it's the size of Spain. The sheer number of languages is indicative of the diversity of the indigenous cultures and the communities within the country. But how did that come to be? One argument is that the terrain, the mountainous, wooded, and rugged, because the country is difficult to diverse, the people and their languages were geographically isolated. Without a central dominant culture, languages were able to develop on their own. So that makes sense. I should have continued on the next two sentences of this, because they did talk about two separate major immigrations that went in there. So the people are, even genetically diverse. Okay, next question. what country has the second most languages? This is why I was late on a call, because I was doing this trivia. Which country has this? Oh, I have county. It's which country has the second most languages?
Thank you for raising your hand, Janelle. Appreciate your participation. Okay. I see Brenda's hand is up.
I would say Indonesia.
Oh, we got a sharp crowd today. I thought I was going to have to give you a hint.
Oh my God,
You got it. You got it without the hint.
Good job, Brenda. Wow.
Thank you.
And I think after Indonesia, then I think number 3 is either Nigeria or India. I think India is 4.
Yeah, I think
Nigeria.
it's number 4.
Nigeria, yep.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, and it's sort of like what I was sharing before, that you can tell where things began, not by the one dominant thing, but how many multiple things there are. So when there's a lot of diversity of life, that's where life is emerging. New species are emerging out of there, and it's not that you have one dominant species. Similarly, you can make a strong argument that language itself emerged on our planet out of places like this. In India and Papua New Guinea and some of these places, because it has this incredible diversity. Okay, next question. What is the name of this animal? It's the first kind of question like this.
That's a great question, Lou. Raise your hand if you'd like to respond.
Might have stumped him this time. Any guesses? Should we count? I'll count down from 10. Up.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Brenda. Again, let's see if we can get somebody else in, but we'll let you see if you can get it. Any other responses? Okay, Anne, what is the name of that animal?
Marsupial.
It is a marsupial, but I'm looking for the actual name.
I couldn't find the name of the animal. It just said it was a marsupial. So
sounds like
did you use your app on your phone? that might have done it.
Next up is Cassandra.
Is it a tree kangaroo?
Yes, a tree kangaroo. Great job.
Thank you so much, Cassandra. Good job.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Again, you must raise your hand and provide an answer, and that way you'll be in the runnings. Thank you so much, Cassandra.
Thank you.
So this is the it only lives in Papua New Guinea. You can see it's on this particular peninsula. So it's a very cherished animal, although it's used for food and for fur. Okay, next question. I always go down this track. Approximately how many uncontacted tribes are there? So when people work and live in the area, they call it PNG because it's so many syllables. So approximately how many uncontacted tribes are there in PNG? These are tribes who have not seen outside civilization. We probably should go fast because I don't think anybody's going to get this. Oh, what we have got one seriously good group here. Yes.
I remember reading that someplace, not recently, in a old geographic magazine. My mother kept them, and I was going through some of them, and that happened to be in one of them.
Well, that's a good memory you got. Yeah, there's over 40 uncontacted tribes in the western part of Papua New Guinea. This says Indonesia, but it's in Papua New Guinea. So that's amazing. All right, well, Congratulations. Let's go on to, I think this is the last question. Papua New Guinea is the only place on Earth where these people still live.
Okay, Mr. Thomas, what is your answer? You got to hit unmute in the middle, Mr. Thomas.
Is it the headhunters?
Well, be more specific.
I can't be. I'm sorry.
We might have to call that a tie. Tom. Let's put you on deck. You might have gotten it, but it's not the word I'm looking for.
Okay, keep your hand up, Mr. Thomas. Any other responses?
I think Tom won, guys. I think he won. You ready? Cannibals. So the cannibals actually still live in Papua New Guinea. I didn't say that earlier when it was mentioned that they have a reputation for still being there, but they are still there. And there's certain sects of the Caraway tribe that still practice cannibalism. And if you want to Google the Kalufu tribe, so that's it. There's a picture of one of them right there. Oh, there's one more. Last one. This is the last one.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Thomas, for your answer. Appreciate that.
He got it. He got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I keep saying county. In what country lives the most dangerous tribe in the world? In what country? You could probably guess it's not Papua New Guinea because that would have been too easy. I
was about to ask you, is this a trick question, Lou?
No, you can sort of guess that it wouldn't be Papua New Guinea.
Thank you, Anne. Let's see if we can get someone else that hasn't responded. But keep your hand up. In what country lives the most dangerous tribe in the world? Oh, Miss Foster, what is your answer?
Ecuador, South America.
Oh my gosh, that's it right. How in the world did you get that? Great job.
You all got every question on the first try. Wow. I know that's right, you all.
Yeah, there's uncontacted tribes in Papua New Guinea area. There's uncontacted tribes in South America, and there's barely some uncontacted tribes left in Africa. So very good. By the way, a lot of countries protect the uncontacted tribes to ensure that they stay uncontacted because they're so susceptible to diseases. I mean, it can wipe out half their population very quickly. So Brazil, for example, has an entire agency that monitors making sure that nobody makes contact with these uncontacted tribes. Okay, well, that's it for today. I certainly had a great time, as always, with everybody. Any more thoughts or closing questions about equity?
You have to choose who wins, right, Lou?
Oh my gosh, I'm having a memory lapse. Yes.
Yes, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we have today's winners, which are Bridget and Janelle, Brenda, Cassandra, Ann, Dennis, Thomas, and Miss Foster. Thank you so much for all correctly guessing the answers to our questions on the first try. That was amazing to see how knowledgeable you are and how resourceful you all are in finding the right answer. So thank you all so much. So again, we have a potential one of you all winning a prize today, and let's see who it is. 3, 2, 1. It's Brenda. Congratulations, Brenda, for winning a prize. Thank you so much for coming on to our session today.
Thank you, Alex. I'd like to give my prize to Wilma Teen.
Oh, okay. She's on today with us.
Yeah, she's on.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Brenda, and thank you so much for your kindness. Miss Wilmotine, you have won a pair of headphones for your iPad, or your iPhone.
Oh,
So much.
Brenda, I am so pleased and so honored. Thank you
Oh,
very
you're welcome.
much.
You welcome, number two.
Number two, okay.
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming on to our session, Miss Wilmotine. I hope you learned a lot today.
I did. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Lou, for hosting our session today involving Papua New Guinea. And I look forward to showing you all what country we will be visiting next month. And I'm going to reveal it with you all today. So next Friday, we will be traveling to South America, specifically Brazil. So I hope you all check out next Friday's 12 o'clock session on Brazil. And again, let's all thank Lou for hosting today, and congratulations to Miss Wilmotine for winning a prize today.
Thank
you, Lou.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Brenda. I appreciate that.
You know,
Thank you, Lou.
Everybody,
thanks a lot.
Caroline,
Bye.
ask the question.
Have a good day.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Have a
See
good
you
day.
at 1:30, right?
Yeah, see you at 1:30. We have our movie at next Thursday at 6. So please make sure to check that out. And I look forward to Brazil next Friday. Have a good
Okay.
day.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
God bless
Thank you.
everybody.
Have a blessed
Thank you
day.
so much. Have a good day.
Happy Good Friday.
Happy Good Friday.